Right then, this is a quick walk around video for a stunning looking CR-V. The condition is quite amazing. This is a 2010 2-litre EX automatic with just 67,000 miles on the clock. First of all, I apologise, it's a bit breezy today, so I do hope you can hear me. The condition of this car is probably a bit of a one-off. It's absolutely stunning. Front of the car, really clean, lights and lenses, clear and intact. Bonnet, it's hard to see a stone chip anywhere on there at all. Near side of the car, passenger side, lovely and smooth in the panels. Near side front alloy, really good. Just a bit of light curbing, which you naturally can expect in a car. It's 12 years old, but light indeed. Near side rear, absolutely beautiful. Around the back, again, incredibly clean. Offside of the car, I mean, it's ludicrous really. It's just been washed off, it hasn't even been polished. It's yeah. Offside rear, perfect again. And remaining panels, again, absolutely stunning. It's not to say there will be the odd little mark that maybe touched in over the years or I have missed, but I mean, in all honesty, I see lots of CR-Vs, very few, even half its age in that condition. Coming to the back of the car now, full complement of equipment, middle shelf, tonneau cover, all there. And the condition is extraordinary, it really is. It's just almost factory fresh in the way it's been kept. Just never ever see them like this. Let's come to the back now. This is the Achilles heel of all family cars. And yet the condition in the back, and it is incredibly clean. Coming on the front of the passenger side, again, just continues the theme because the passenger seat there just has been given hardly any use at all. Finally come on the driver's side, again, extraordinarily clean. Driver's seat itself, one that will show anywhere because obviously it's the one that's been used regularly. The only bit, you get a little compression on the bolsters, but in all honesty, I'm being ridiculously nitpicking. So inside now, engine's running as always, this section, so the dashboard can be seen illuminated, and it looks absolutely as new, amazing. Sat nav, you can see working perfectly. Pop the car into reverse, rear camera all working exactly as it should. Going to come up to the dash binnacle. Hope you can see 67,974 miles. And there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. But the video simply does not do justice to this car in any way, shape or form. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for Honda CR-V 2-litre EX automatic. This car is registered VE10FUW and with just 67,969 miles currently recorded. The reason we do all of our videos, and I always say, especially this road test section, is essentially so that if anyone's online looking at the car, they actually get to see it's in operation. And the reason we feel it's important is because, like many, we've been to see cars which have looked perfectly good in photographs and descriptions, but only to get them find out when you drive it they have fundamental issues which you'd much rather known about before setting off. So hence that's why we do it. We also do the road test, by the way, on these very quiet country roads very close to our premises, and this actually forms part of the road test route for our test drives, so hopefully then will be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. If you hear a pinging now and again, it's got one of these, whoever had the car before must have set it speed alarm on the dash, which I'll take off, but it'll ping on and off now and again, so don't be dismayed, there's nothing wrong with the car at all. Quite the opposite, it's absolutely lovely. Engine starts absolutely instantly and settles to smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car, apart from my pinging 30-mile-an-hour speed thing. Temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be. The engines are just brilliant. smooth, quiet, gutsy, will rev and rev, just a beautiful piece of engineering. Cam chain driven, no cam belts on them, but just joyous to use day in, day out. It's a lovely, lovely engine, and by a country mile, the most reliable engine in its class. It's got a, with just regular maintenance, got a reputation for lasting hundreds of thousands of miles. Engine then feeds through into the automatic gearbox, which, like the engine again, is incredibly tough and durable. Very slick shifting, lovely. I mean, obviously I've selected the ratios to sort of maximise the best out of the engine in terms of fuel economy and performance, and they've done a fantastic job on it, in all honesty. Notwithstanding reputation, you should always do the obvious checks on any gearbox, automatic gearbox. Just make sure when you're stationary and you're selecting from neutral to drive or reverse, preferably both, that there's no kind of clunks or delays in engagement, and there are none at all. It's absolutely perfect, and all the gear changes on the move should be smooth without any, again, sort of nasty kind of clunks as they engage. And again, this one's absolutely exactly as it should be. Steering of the car, really, really nicely done on the CR-Vs. It makes the car feel so solid and secure on the road. The track's absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. But it's just a lovely setup because it's very precise and accurate, very car-like in the way it gets you along. So many cars of this vintage feel really clumsy and disconnected, yet this is the opposite. It just flows through corners beautifully well, but with a lovely weighting, it makes it feel very confidence inspiring. Same goes for the chassis, because again, what it gives you is this wonderfully compliant ride, very, very smooth indeed. But when you go through the corners, it still manages to sort of go through without great sort of leaning sort of motions, sort of wallowing sensations that so many cars of this type tend to suffer from. I'm just going to slow down here a sec. Again, Honda know this marketplace incredibly well, with the CR-V being the best-selling SUV in the world, and they've learned the lessons over the years, and what they always give you is a wonderful sort of balance between the two. What I'm also listening for whilst I'm on road test, by the way, is any kind of nasty sort of rattles or clonks coming from underneath the car that shouldn't be there. There's absolutely nothing at all. I mean, it's ludicrous that a 12-year-old car can drive as tightly and as close to new as this one does. It's a wonderful, wonderful vehicle. Brakes, by the way, just going to get around the corner, give them a bit of a shove, make sure no one's directly behind me. Just hold my phone while I'm doing it so it doesn't go flying forward. But it's really good brake pedal on the car, nice and powerful. There's no kind of pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedals, so all in fine order. Coming inside the car, I've deliberately done this video when we haven't cleaned it yet, because it is ridiculously clean in here. I mean, how people can keep cars like this is beyond me. Bless them, they've done an amazing job. It's been cherished, this car, inside and out, but also, front and back seats, because the back seats where the kids are, as I always say, is quite often a little bit play den area, and they can be absolutely battered about. But this one's just one of the very best CR-Vs I've ever sat in, and all working beautifully. Sat nav working exactly as it should. You've got a dual zone climate control system, and we put that in a warm workshop earlier on that blows out lovely cold air. You can have different temperatures side to side, because obviously it has this dual zone affair as well. All the switch gear, every button you press has that wonderful quality of actuation that Honda give you. Heated seats, again, all work absolutely beautifully. Dash design in front, one of Honda's great dash designs, beautifully displayed. It's like a big version of their motorbike dashboard. Massive rev counters, speedos, symmetrical, beautiful detailing. It's just the tiny details that I love on them, and it's been done fabulously well. And it just feels like I'm sat in a new car in here. It's incredibly clean and beautifully, beautifully built. Not a squeak or a rattle from the interior. And this interior colour combination is very, very sought after. Not for everyone's taste, I completely get that, but I have to say, it's one that we love. I've got it in my personal car. It's just lovely in every way, because when you get in the car on sort of darker, dull winter days, it adds a brightness to the interior, helped by the panoramic roof. It makes you feel warm and cosy in here. And the colourings are nicely selected as well. It's not garish in any way. But also on very hot summer's days, it doesn't get blindingly hot in here that black interiors get, where you burn the back of your legs if you're wearing shorts or skirts, that kind of thing. So it's kind of the best of all worlds. And to keep it nice, by the way, simple rule, I always do it with mine. Even if you haven't got kids, get some wet wipes and a dry cloth, and just keep it in one of the sort of pockets here. So if you spill something, wet wipe it clean and dry it straight off. And also wet wipes are great for cleaning them up, by the way, as well, and as long as you dry them straight off after. But yeah, a gorgeous interior, and I said it's the condition, I keep going on about it, it really is, it beggars belief, really. This is a four-wheel drive car. Honda, you don't select it, it does it all for you. There's no buttons to press, no levers to pull. Basically, Honda worked out very quickly that the vast majority of people would be doing as I am today, just driving in perfectly good conditions where you don't need four-wheel drive on. The advantage of that is that by not running permanently, you save on tyre wear, fuel use, and it puts far less mechanical stress through the vehicle. Its simplicity also gives its reliability, as I always say, because we've been selling Hondas now for nearly 30 years, and never so much as put a spanner on a four-wheel drive system on any of them. So it is very, very robust indeed. As I said at the start of the video, the point of it, brief as it might be, is literally just to show the car operating. Whoever, and I mean this, is lucky enough to get this next will be taking on a simply wonderful, very high quality car. These are sought after. The prices are high for very good reasons. They're pretty much damn sight better than anything else in their class. As always, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call.